Hey everyone, we are back again to talk about the two of the most popular frameworks and programming languages for creating mobile applications, Flutter versus Kotlin. Let's get started. Amongst all the swiping and scrolling in the mobile industry, cross-platform development is booming tremendously. Cross-platform development refers to the development of mobile applications that can be used on multiple mobile platforms. It saves a lot of time and effort while building applications. As a result, various tools, programming languages, and frameworks have emerged to make cross-platform development possible and desirable. There are web-based tools like React Native, Xamarin, frameworks like Flutter, and programming languages like Kotlin, each with its advantages and disadvantages which stand in the way of successful mobile app development. Today, we will explore which one of the either Kotlin or Flutter would be a good choice for developing your next mobile application. Before comparing Kotlin and Flutter, we must first understand that Kotlin is a programming language, whereas Flutter is a framework. Since May 2019, Google has officially supported Kotlin for mobile app development on Android. On the other hand, Flutter is an open-source mobile application development framework created by Google itself. Let's first begin with a quick overview of Flutter and Kotlin. So what is Flutter? Flutter is an amazing cross-platform framework that allows developers to build easy, fast, and native mobile apps. It is defined as an open-source software development kit using which one can create the best quality apps for Android and iOS with the help of a single code base. Now, what is Kotlin? Kotlin is a free, open-source static programming language designed to use on Android. It has multi-platform capabilities that allow developers to share their code, business logic, and data layers with platforms like Android, iOS, and more. Let's move on to figuring out when to use Flutter. For building minimum viable product. If you want to build your app in the shortest amount of time, you should choose Flutter. Quick fixes. Flutter's hot reload feature allows developers to make code changes in real time. Flutter can give you quick fixes if you know that a project needs to be changed frequently. Easy setup. Flutter is easy to set up and it enables developers to access native features such as geolocation and camera and additional widget support. Now, when to use Kotlin? First, you should add features to the existing apps. If you want to add features to an existing app, then instead of revamping the entire architecture or changing the platform, you can simply use Kotlin to solve the purpose. Second, simple syntax for complex code. When an intuitive syntax, writing and implementing new code in Kotlin is easy, for applications that require heavy coding, Kotlin is easy to maintain. Third, inbuilt debugging. Kotlin's first compiler can automatically check for errors and prevent them from happening again. This makes Kotlin more secure than Java, detecting and fixing errors immediately. Here's a brief comparison between Flutter and Kotlin for mobile app development. First comes performance. One of Flutter's most prominent features is the hot reload and hot restart feature, which gives developers the power to make changes to their code and see UI changes immediately, reducing development time and making apps easier to build. Kotlin, on the other hand, offers more access to special features and components like a camera and Bluetooth. In contrast, they are accessed using libraries written in native languages like Kotlin, Java, Swift, or Objective-C in Flutter. Now coming to language and syntax, in terms of language syntax, Kotlin and Flutter are more similar in many ways. Flutter uses Dart as the programming language. Although Kotlin doesn't use semicolons and Dart does, the two languages do the same thing when writing comments and handling white spaces. In addition, both Dart and Kotlin are object-oriented programming languages. Now coming to community support, both Kotlin and Flutter have a strong community base. As Kotlin is comparatively new, Flutter has more active membership participation with growing popularity. Pricing. In terms of price, Flutter is open source and free to use, offering the fastest way to build your MVP. The time and cost factor of building mobile apps with Flutter is significantly reduced because Android and iOS apps can be created and managed simultaneously from a single code base. Kotlin is also free and open source, although it is widely used to build Android apps. Now, in terms of speed, Flutter performs well but lags behind Kotlin, which is usually faster because it compiles to the format of the target platform. If speed matters to you the most in your app development project, Kotlin is the better choice. Now coming to the project setup and configuration, Kotlin uses the JetBrains IDE, which includes the famous Android Studio. On the other hand, Flutter can be set upon different Kotlin development environments such as Visual Studio Code and Android Studio itself. The time frame for setting up Flutter and starting a project is relatively shorter than for Kotlin. Now, coming to the advantage and the disadvantages of Kotlin for mobile app development. Advantages: great performance suitable for scalability, easy learning curve, good community support and maintenance. Now coming to the disadvantages: expensive development cost, increased app development time frame, fewer third-party libraries. Now coming to the advantages and disadvantages of Flutter for mobile app development. First we'll go with the advantages. Faster application development time frame, hot reload feature, elegant user interfaces, fantastic community support, low cost app development. Disadvantages: larger app size, newer framework ecosystem, relatively new in the job market. Last but not the least, let me now tell you about the famous apps development in Kotlin. Pinterest, Evernote, Coursera, Uber, Trello. The famous apps built with Flutter are eBay, Google Ads, Alibaba, Google Pay, Dream11. When choosing between Flutter or Kotlin for mobile app development, all frameworks and programming languages have their own set of advantages and disadvantages. When choosing between them, you must carefully consider the unique requirements of the project you're working on. Example, when building performance-sensitive applications, one should go with Kotlin as it has higher performance capabilities. And if your application will have access to lots of native components like Bluetooth or NFC, then Kotlin would be a great choice. Moreover, if you're working with a development team and would like to build out your MVP faster with great UI, choosing Flutter would be less expensive and offers plenty of perks that define its worth. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.